Have you ever walked away from a difficult conversation feeling like you lost a piece of yourself in the process? Like you were heard, but not really seen? Or worse, like you said all the right things, but you abandoned your own truth just to keep the peace? Well, if that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today we are diving into something that most of us were never taught. How to have hard, difficult conversations without abandoning yourself in the process. So whether it's a boundary with a loved one, an honest talk with your partner, a truth that it's been sitting heavy on your chest, or even speaking up at work when something feels off. These conversations really matter, but they are hard. Not because you are weak, but because you care and you don't want to hurt anybody in the process. You care about being kind, you care about being fair. But what if, in protecting everybody else, you end up hurting yourself? So today let's walk through how you can honor both your truth as well as your tenderness. So let's dive straight in. These are 5 soulful steps, to have hard conversations without losing yourself. Step number 1, get clear on what you actually feel. So before the conversation even begins, get quiet with yourself. Not with the goal to rehearse your points, but to connect with your truth. Ask yourself, what's really bothering me about this? What do I need? What boundary is being crossed over here? What would resolution feel like? Because if you don't know your truth, if you don't know what really has hit you hard before you begin this conversation, you are likely to get swept into the other person's reality. And that's when self-abandonment will start happening to you. Number 2, regulate your nervous system first. And what I mean by this is that hard conversations are not just emotional, they're also psychological, right? So when you're anxious or when you get triggered, your brain slips into a fight mode, fight or flight mode. So your voice shakes. Your thoughts race. You either explode or you shut down totally. So take a deep breath, pause, breathe, go for a walk. Do what you need to do to center yourself before you get into this conversation. Because a calm is what you really need before you begin. Number 3, speak from I and not you. So say this, I am allowed to share my truth without attacking somebody else. Use I feel instead of you never. It's a polite way of getting your point across. Say I need instead of you always do this, because this keeps the conversation from becoming a blame game, and it gives both people the space to actually listen to each other instead of going on the defensive. You are not here to win a conversation, right? You're here to share your truth with dignity and invite mutual growth. Number 4, stay rooted in your values and not in the reaction somebody is giving you. And here's the hardest part. Not everybody will respond the way you would like to see them respond. Not everybody will respond the way you want them to. They might go on a defensive. They might totally shut down. They might abruptly end the conversation and just walk away from you. But your job is not to control their reaction. Your job is to stay rooted in your values. Your job is to stay honest and get your point across through to them. So even if it gets messy, you can still walk away knowing at least I showed up as my whole self, and that matters more than being liked. At least I was honest. At least I put my point across. Number 5, honor the aftermath. So once the conversation is over, check in with your body, check in with your heart. Did you really speak the truth? Did you stay kind? Did you stay you? Were you authentic enough? Give yourself the space to feel all the emotions that will follow after this conversation. It might be relief, it might be grief, it might be pride, it might be fear. All these emotions are valid as long as you've had an authentic conversation. You don't need to be perfect at hard conversations. You just need to be true to yourself, and you need to be present, you need to be willing, and you need to be real. Hard conversations are not a sign that something's wrong. They're actually a sign that something really matters to you. And when you can show up, to these conversations, being truthful and being tender at the same time, you don't just preserve your relationships, you actually elevate them to the next level. So you build your deeper trust with others and with yourself when you do these conversations. So the next time you're faced with a difficult conversation, just remember this, that you don't have to choose between your voice and your values. You can bring both to the table and still walk away wholesome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. If you resonate with me, like, comment, share it with somebody you think needs to hear this today. Until next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but telling you, keep rising, keep reclaiming, and keep choosing yourself. Keep being you, keep choosing you. Much gratitude to all of you out there. See you the next time. Bye-bye.